What's up guys, Professor Nogood here with another Show Me Your Moves. So today we got Pothead over here rocking a pretty nice looking team, but unfortunately for him it looks like he's going to be facing off a very bulky team. These guys look thick as hell, probably with a collective waist size of 160. It's crazy, but let's see how he deals with these dudes, because I know Clefable, Eviolite, you already know that's going to be fat. Clefable has access to minimize. Calm Mind on Clefable, Celia's bulky, Umbreon's naturally bulky, so we gotta see how this unfolds right here, because this is probably gonna be a little tedious for my friend over here. So Clefable and Chansey lead as Blaziken and Togekiss take the field. Togekiss is gonna be automatically recalled as Chandelure comes out. I guess Chandelure is a fitting choice to match up against Chansey, just in case this thing wants to hit him with a seismic toss or what have you, but it's probably going to set up first as the Clefable goes for the follow me. Blaziken went for the protect to scout out my opponent's set, and there's the minimize. Of course you're going to have Chansey minimize, I had no doubt whatsoever. The speed boost is going to kick off on the Blaziken, but we don't see the Mega Evolution. Maybe he's preserving that, or maybe he's not rocking it, but the follow me is going to go off again with the Clefable there, as Blaziken uses the Baton Pass to get that safe switch in, the slow switch as opposed to the instant switch. He brings out the Garchomp right here, so Garchomp is going to be probably needed to try to break through some of these bulky stats. Maybe it's going to be banded or just simply scarfed, who knows. But we go for the Will-O-Wisp on this Clefable. If this thing is Magic Guard, it's not going to be taking any chip damage, so let's see. It might be unaware though, that might be a good thing. But the cheeky Chansey puts up the substitute, man. Now we got a Chansey with minimize and substitute on the field. That's just annoying. I'm feeling annoyed for Pothead over here, but he has a powerful move right there with the Heat Wave Poison Jab combination. Clefable nearly knocked out, but Clefable does eat that Wiki Berry, unfortunately, and it goes for a minimize of its own. Wow. So we got two minimizers right here. How cute is that? The Chansey's going to crack an egg and cannibalize it. That's disgusting, but it's going to be at full HP, and oh my lord, I'm getting stressed for you, dude. I really hope this ends in a victory on your part. Poison Jab does connect despite the minimize. There's some justice in this universe, and a Hex is going to connect. Let's go. Clefable's going to get knocked out. Minimize does not even matter. That +2 evasiveness, you're just not evasive enough. Those stubby legs are not doing a thing for you. But Clefable, wow, that's a pretty, I think that's the first time I've seen Seismic Toss in a long time, because I'm way too impressed with that. But that Seismic Toss looks sexy. We're going to see the Rough Skin and a Rocky Helmet. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a, this Chansey takes a solid 25% from that Seismic Toss. I love it. Cresselia comes out, the other fat one is here. So everybody, I'm telling you, everybody here is super thick. Garchomp is going to rest up a bit. Togekiss comes out as the, oh my word, this thing is going to go for the Psych Up and take the minimize. This is so cheeky. I mean, I got to give it to the opponent here. I mean, he is dedicated on getting those minimize boosts. So Will-O-Wisp does connect on the Chansey through the sub, so we're looking at an Infiltrator Chandelure as Chansey continues with the cannibalization to get his HP up. So that thing is sitting pretty. The burn, unfortunately, isn't. I mean, it's still chip damage. It would have been better off if it was toxic, of course, but you know, it's still chip damage. It's chip damage, as Togekiss does go for the nasty plot, thinking up nasty things to get what he probably wants to do to that Chansey. But there's a toxic on the Chandelure, which is really unfortunate. Now Chandelure is going to be placed on a timer. So far we haven't really seen any attacks go off on the opposing side, just Seismic Toss, as it's going to go for another Seismic Toss, bringing Togekiss out of the planet and back down. It's such a sick animation. I don't care. It's reduced. The sickness is reduced, of course, because Chansey's the one using it, and Chansey is literal scum. But other than that, that's a sick animation. So Togekiss is going to take 5 real quick as Garchomp hits the field once more. Cresselia is going to pop off a Psychic. So there you go, some offense from this side of the field instead of just stall setup, which is pretty nice to see. Hex is going to hit for a little under 50%. We're going to probably have to see a status affliction go off for that to do any sort of damage. Minimize on the Chansey, of course, so now we're at +4 with this Chansey. So Chansey is just all types of dancing on that side of the field behind the sub. Like, can you just get that image in your mind? +4 minimize, holding up a substitute with access to infinite amount of eggs to cannibalize. Chansey is just too much, man. This thing is not a nurse, it's a psycho. That's what it is. We're going to see the Moonlight on the Cresselia. This thing needs to be toxic to ASAP because that is going to be annoying. So far, Taunt would have been amazing on any of these Pokemon. It would have shut them down instantly. This whole entire team looks like Taunt bait. But that's sort of the situation I find myself in often. I don't always have someone with Taunt. But it feels like more and more you should have at least 1 or 2 Mons with Taunt, especially in VGC, because stall is definitely a viable tactic for some people. Some people like to invest 40 minutes in a battle, you know, but it is what it is. My opponent is going to somehow break, I mean, not my opponent, our Pothead over here, our Pothead over here, but that's his name, Pothead over here, is going to find a way to break through, I am sure. So Garchomp comes in with a strong Outrage, but it's only going to do like 40% to that Cresselia. Cresselia is way too thick, but the Moonlight does go off. Cresselia is going to get that HP right back. Garchomp is going to be pretty cheesed, I'm sure. There's the +6 minimize, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone, round of applause for Chansey, because Chansey is just doing absolutely nothing this game. She's just sitting there and sitting up minimizes, man. That is crazy. Oh my god, Chansey, you're such a go-getter. But I mean, she's probably going to Seismic Toss sometime again, right? Fortunately, Garchomp, wow. Garchomp. Oh, how to butcher a name 101. Garchomp is confused now, so that's a little scary. We're probably going to have to see a switch out here to kind of deal with that. The Thunder Wave does connect despite the minimize psych up, but you know, the Lumberry is going to be popped, so that's unfortunate. Garchomp is going to get doubled down on. Okay, so no switch out, no chance to switch out right there. He's going to get doubled up with the Seismic Toss and Psychic, and that's going to be the end of Garchomp, but he's going to get some Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet, cheeky damage off just before he goes onto that Chansey. So we're going to probably see Chansey at 50% for the first time ever in this match because, you know, oh, not even. Look at that. Just to spite me, folks. Just to spite me. A Toxic would have been amazing right here because we would have forced this sucker to switch out a long time ago and she would have lost those minimized boosts. But T-Wave is going to... Excuse me, I nearly choked on my own lack of spit. T-Wave is going to connect on a Cresselia, which is beautiful, which means now Hex should potentially do some damage, like some serious damage if it connects. But we're going to see the Moonlight go off. Cresselia is going to be at maximum HP now. Hex does connect. Yo, Chandelure has the best vision on this team. I don't think this Pokemon has missed a single attack just yet. So Chandelure MVP, guys. This guy has 20/20 out the wazoo. So we're going to see the Soft Boil go off as expected from the Chansey. It's going to bring it up to maximum HP. So Chansey's pretty much the Mon to deal with here. It really can't touch Chandelure. But I'm predicting if it comes down to like a 1v1 stall situation that Chansey will be able to run the clock. Because Chandelure has to hit every single Heat Wave. He can't hit her with the Hex. And Chansey has absolutely nothing to hit this dude with. So she'll have to rely on the Toxic to wipe him out. So Cresselia is going to go down. Hex does connect. Like I said, Chandelure has the best vision on this team. This Pokemon is an absolute rock star. Seismic Toss is going to go off on the Togekiss, bringing Togekiss out of the planet and back down again for a nice solid 50 damage. And in case you guys don't know, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys do know, Seismic Toss does consistently 50 damage when playing in this format because it scales with your level. So if you're level 100, it's going to do 100 damage. You're level 1, it's going to do 1 damage, just like Nightshade. So Umbreon is going to come out to wrap it up, guys, as the last Thickmon on this team. But we're going to see the Chandelure be recalled because that toxic damage is scaling up, and we want to bring in the Blaziken here. So we do connect. We do see the Togekiss connect that Air Slash on the Umbreon and catch the flinch, so there is some kind of justice out here, ladies and gentlemen. Clean justice as the Seismic Toss goes off and the Togekiss is packing a berry. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Togekiss is here to stay. The Ogoff berry pops. That's really good. I've never been so excited to see a Togekiss consume a berry. Usually I'd be like, damn it, but no, we're on this team. We're on Pothead's side over here. Who knows? Were you blazing when you were doing this battle? Because if you were, I'm saying, man, this is some good stuff right here. Give me, pass me something like that. But anyways, I'm just joking. Let's get this Air Slash off again onto the Umbreon. Let's see, and we get another flinch. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to see the Seismic Toss go off on, again, the poor Togekiss over here, but that Blaziken is being completely ignored. Probably because Blaziken does carry high jump kick, and he really doesn't want to pop one of those off against these suckers. I don't think Blaziken has attacked this match, has he? We've seen a Baton Pass and Protect on this guy. There it is, the Baton Pass. So Blaziken is adamant about not doing a thing in this match, but he's not really needed here. He's here to probably play these mind games with these opposing Mons. But we're gonna see Air Slash go off. That is a horrible situation for Umbreon. He got flinched 2 times in a row, but you know what? Blame your trainer, dude. Blame your trainer. Your trainer was resorting in some very scumbaggish tactics, and you know, that was karma. So Clefable is gonna, not Clefable, Chansey's gonna cannibalize one more egg, and sit at full HP over here. Chandelure is gonna take some chip damage from that Toxic. Let's see how Pothead is going to proceed over here, because we're going to have to see the sub go down for some kind of progress to be made. But Chandelure goes for the Pain Split, does connect once more with that beautiful Infiltrator ability. It's going to bring this thing down to nearly 50%. We're going to see the Roost go off on Togekiss, so both Pokemon are perfectly preserved to continue this duel over here, as Chansey does go for another Seismic Toss. Really not doing enough damage to break away here. It is going to need some kind of status effect to even have a chance of winning this battle. Otherwise, it's just going to be sitting behind that Substitute and that 6+ Minimize and hoping Pothead misses every single move, which is probably not going to happen. So the opponent does forfeit the match, and that is going to be a win on Pothead's side. Beautifully played, man. I would have lost my shit a long time ago. I do not like playing against Stall, so I respect that. I'm glad you were able to whittle away at that thing, and thank you for your submission. It's greatly appreciated. If you guys see him in the comment section or her in the comment section, do give a thank you and a hello. And let's find our next battle, shall we? Alright, we have a multi-battle over here. So this is going to be basically a doubles battle, but we have 4 participating trainers. I haven't even taken a peek at this battle yet. It looks like it's going to be bananas, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going to jump right into it. We got Evoke over here sending the submission. He has a Mew. He has a Derpy King over here. What's his name? Quagsire and an Electros. And the rest of the team looks pretty dang powerful. Let's see how it goes. We got a Mewtwo over here, man. We got a Mewtwo. Oh Lord, we see a Mewtwo. This is gonna be fun. So let's see how this battle goes. It's also really cool to see 4 trainer animations on the screen. Even though, look at this, they're gonna be perfectly in sync. Look at that. Oh man, Pokemon. You gotta, I mean, it's good for what it is. Maybe when we get to the Switch, we're gonna see some, actually, there's some throw varieties. I guess those 2 just had a perfectly in synced throw. But we got Electros and OG Doggo over here, which is gonna be the Arcanine. We got Gardevoir and Charizard. Intimidates have to be intimidated. That was pretty nice. The Gardevoir traced the Intimidate, which is nice. So, pretty much gonna hurt the Arcanine, right? I mean, Arcanine can be ran in a special variety, but not always. We're gonna see the Helping Hand. Oh, so we got a support Arcanine over here, which is always great. As Charizard goes for the Dragon Claw, it doesn't Mega Evolve just yet. I guess, I don't know why. If it was a Mega Charizard, it should have Mega Evolved right there. But we're gonna see a Z move come off from the Gardevoir over here. So is it gonna be I think that's the fairy one. Yeah, the Twinkle Tackle. Now, I could never imagine Twinkle Tackle actually doing any sort of damage coming off from a Gardevoir, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to Twinkle Tackle the Electros. Electros is relatively bulky, right? He should be able to take 1. He does, in fact, take 1 as he goes for the Volt Switch onto the Charizard. Like I said, I have absolutely no clue as to why that Charizard did not Mega Evolve, especially seeing how he went for the Dragon Claw. He could have been Charizard X and he should have been able to survive that Volt Switch right there. So definitely a questionable play on the opposing side right there. But we're going to see Gengar come out as Mew comes out as well from the Volt Switch. Now, Extreme Speed comes off from the Arcanine, which is pretty nice. It hits for sizable damage considering that he was intimidated right back by that Gardevoir, so that's pretty cool. Moonblast goes off as Mew tries to set up a Calm Mind, but will Mew actually have an opportunity to set up a Calm Mind with Gengar sitting right there? We see the Gengar slower too as he goes for the Shadow Punch. We're looking at an offensive Gengar, so we're going to be seeing some cheeky sets from this one guy over here, I'm guessing, so that's pretty sweet. Because Shadow Ball probably would have taken out that Mew, but Mew does in fact Gengar does in fact go for the Sucker Punch, does not connect. He was probably predicting the Mew to attack, as we see a Moonblast go off, but Mew's in fact going for the Roost. So we got Roost, Calm Mind, Mew over here. I'm wondering what his other two moves are. Probably one is going to be Psychic or Shock for Stab. But Doggo over here is going to go for the Flare Blitz. Will it be enough to knock out Gardevoir? Not going to be enough after the Intimidate. So we are seeing the Intimidate's effects right there as Mew gets some of his lefties recovery back. I'm really curious what's the deal with this offensive Gengar. Now, I've ran my Gengar with a naive nature and threw Sucker Punch on it for some priority. But I've never seen a dedicated, physically offensive Gengar. I'm not even going to knock it. You know what? It's literally not the most viable thing ever. I don't think it's viable, period. I know he gets access to elemental punches, but I just don't think he has a good enough attack stat to make it worthwhile. We're going to see the Payback go off. Payback does a pretty nice chunk, though, considering a lot better than that Shadow Punch. But it's not enough to deal with Mew. Considering Mew has no defense investment, no buffs or anything, it's not exactly doing good damage. But we see the Gardevoir get recalled as Greninja hits the field over here. Now Mew is going to be in a little bit of danger against this Greninja. Despite the setup, I don't think it's set up quite enough. But we're going to see the Roost go off, so maybe Mew should be able to do a little something now, because I don't think a Dark Pulse is going to knock out Mew at +1 special defense. But all things considered, Mew is looking pretty decent right here. Let's see how the Greninja wants to deal with this thing. Maybe a combination of Helping Hand and Dark Pulse will be able to knock out Mew. But Greninja actually goes for the Scald. He's going to target down the Arcanine. He feels like the Arcanine is a bigger threat to remove than the Mew. But Arcanine is going to pop a berry, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what the OG Doggo pops. It's just going to be a standard Citrus Berry, no Wiki or anything like that. Dazzling Gleam does connect, which is absolutely beautiful. It's going to knock out the Greninja easy squeezy, and it's going to get some chip damage on that Gengar. But I'm sure Evan is not at all, or Evoke is not at all worried about that Gengar, because Gengar is just running all sorts of shenanigans over here, as Mew is going to consume some of those leftovers and bring itself up to a healthy range. Gardevoir is going to come out, but Gardevoir is in range of Extreme Speed. But she is going to pick up that Intimidate again. Nicely done right there. That's going to bring Arcanine at -2. Mew doesn't care about the Intimidate whatsoever. It doesn't bother Mew. So that was a pretty interesting turn. Now we're looking like both sides of the field. Well, the opposing side of the field is at a deficit, a 2-mon deficit out of 6. So I'm going to see how they're going to try to bring this back. The Gardevoir does go for the Protect. Mew does set up another Calm Mind relatively freely because he's not fearful of either the Gengar or the Gardevoir. Typically, Gengar is a nice solid check from you, but when you're running physically offensive Gengar, and Gengar has never spent a single day in the gym of his life, his incorporeal body has no muscle mass whatsoever, and you're running him physically, Mew is not threatened whatsoever. So we're going to see another Protect. Was that a double Protect? Did that actually just happen? I guess it did, but the Extreme Speed is going to be negated once more, and Mew is going to set up another lovely Roost, which should bring it back to max HP. Yep, max HP right there. We're going to see the Shadow Punch go off. It does no damage whatsoever, and Mew is going to consume some more leftovers. So pretty slow turn right there. Some setup. Gengar trying to pretend that he's doing work, but he's really not doing any sort of work. Gardevoir finally goes down to the Extreme Speed. I don't understand the Protect stall that was going on right there, because literally no progress has been made on the opposing side of the field. Gengar is going to take the full brunt of the Dazzling Gleam since he doesn't have ally Pokemon to share the damage, and it does a pretty sizable chunk right there. Now I'm curious as to what Mew's last move is. We saw Roost, we saw Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam. Kangaskhan is here. Now I'm wondering if this is Mega Kangaskhan. It probably is. Yeah, we can see the Mega Evolution go off because Gardevoir wasn't a Mega, so it makes sense that Kangaskhan is going to be holding that slot down. And let's see, are we going to go see a Fake Out onto the Arcanine? We're going to see the Protect on the Arcanine, so nicely done right there, predicting that potential Fake Out. But we're going to see the Power Up Punch go off instead onto the Mew. Very well predicted right there, very well predicted on the opposing side. We're going to see Kangaskhan get that +2, which puts it in range to be a massive potential threat right here. Mew's going to go for the Toxic onto the Kangaskhan. Pretty smart right there. Try to get this thing, put this thing on a timer essentially, and get that chip damage at the same time, you know. But Gengar is going to go for the Payback on to the Mew, and it does better damage than Shadow Punch, because I guess after your opponent uses an offensive move, it does double damage. I'm not exactly sure how payback works. But something like that. We're going to see Kangaskhan take that chip damage. Now OG Doggo sitting here at about a quarter of his HP as Kangaskhan goes for the Earthquake, potentially clearing the field right here. Yeah, Kangaskhan just clears the map, inviting all new Pokemon to hit the field, which is pretty awesome because I was getting really tired of that Gengar just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Now, listen, you guys, I'm 100% in favor of creative sets. Like that physical Gengar, pretty cool, but you know, you gotta run something to make it somewhat viable. Maybe a mixed Gengar, if you and run like Sucker Punch, like I was saying on it. You get the element of surprise and, you know, some viability. But you know, purely physical Gengar just doesn't do any work, and it's kind of silly. You're kind of throwing the match in that sense. But we got Greninja out here. We got Mewtwo over here. Is Mewtwo gonna Mega Evolve? Yes. Mega Evolve, make my day, baby. We're gonna see Mewtwo Y. I mean, I would have been pretty stoked to see Mewtwo X because no one runs Mewtwo X. The Mewtwo Y is here. Is gonna get hit by the +2 Sucker Punch. No, it's just gonna go down like that. Oh my goodness, he didn't get to do any work. I wanted so badly to see some Mewtwo action, but Greninja's gonna get that Night Slash off, and it's gonna clear the board again on Evoke's side of the field. And now he's gonna become fully charged and become Battle Bond Greninja. This is a scary situation, my friends. We got a +2 Mega Kangaskhan with access to priority and Ash Greninja on the opposing side of the field. How is Evoke going to come back from this? I am super curious. We just lost a Mewtwo X. Oh, we see a Sceptile. Maybe Mega Sceptile might be able to and Caboose. Who the hell is Caboose? Oh, there's Caboose. Oh, okay. Now this is making some sense. We might be able to see a pretty strong comeback over here, because if this is unaware, then this is not going to knock out Sceptile, and it still knocks out Sceptile. Oh my word. It still knocks out Sceptile. How are they going to come back from this? Aerial Ace is going to go off on the Caboose. So we're just going to call him Caboose. I can't remember his name. Quagsire. There we go. As he goes for the Yawn on the Ash Greninja. Now I'm just going to get the impression that this guy's team is probably in-game, because Aerial Ace on Ash Greninja, I don't know about that. There's so many better options than Aerial Ace. But it's all good. We're going to see the Night Slash go off right here onto Caboose. And the Power-Up Punch is going to go off as well, bringing this thing up to +4. But I'm pretty sure this is an unaware Caboose over here. It's just that Sceptile wasn't bulky enough to take the Sucker Punch regardless. But we're going to see the EQ connect right here to both parties. Will it be enough? It might be enough to deal with the Kangaskhan after the Toxic, actually. You know what? There might be hope. There might be hope that Caboose could single-handedly defeat these dudes, because the Toxic has finally did its job. It destroyed the Mega Kangaskhan. Now we saw the Greninja is asleep, and the Greninja set is kind of interesting. You know, we got Air Slash on this thing. So, oh, okay. Okay, so this is a 1v1 situation. Alright. I don't know why I thought, we saw Mega Kangaskhan, we saw Gardevoir. Who was the other Pokemon on the opposing side of the field? I can't even remember. So yeah, this is gonna be a clean steal back from Evoke right here. Caboose is gonna do his job. Greninja is sleeping. That Yawn was clutch. That Toxic was clutch, and most importantly, that Unaware ability, guys, coming through as it always does. You know, Unaware is something I used to use a lot in X and Y. I haven't really used it so much in this generation. For whatever reasons, I guess I don't use Clefable or Quagsire as much, but completely came through, absolutely clean. Oh yeah, there was a Greninja on the field for like a hot second. Okay, I really thought my opponent had one Pokemon left in the wings, Jeremiah over here, so that's why I thought this battle was over. But Evoke bringing it back, running it back with his beautiful Quagsire. Nicely done, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we're doing 2 battles this week because both of these battles were pretty long. So usually I'm going to try to go for 3, but depending on the length of the battle, we're going to go for 2. And if you guys haven't been featured and you had sent me a video, I'm going to definitely get to it eventually, guys. I'm trying to just keep the videos relatively similar. So since this week was double battles, I want to do all double battles. But if it doesn't matter, I might mix it up. We'll see going forward. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like rating. Leave a thank you to your fellow Pokemon community members over here for sharing their videos. Evoke and Pothead, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And also, if you guys have submissions of your own, feel free to submit them. And like I said, if I haven't gotten to it, don't get discouraged. I will definitely get to it. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a fantastic morning, day, or evening, and I'll see you soon with another upload. Bye-bye.